Hamilton claims the top spot.
Dennis Setzer was on the bottom of the racetrack. That's when you lose some air off the spoiler, when you're inside of another truck. He lost air off the spoiler, got loose, had to chase the truck up the hill, caught the left rear of Carl Edwards and put him in the wall. What a horrible break for Carl Edwards.
Carl Edwards staying out on the track, but not up to speed as he drops back to the very back of the field. Problems again in turn number 2. Bill Lester in the 22 having problems, gets spun around. Dennis Setzer, our points leader, also with problems. So 1 and 2 in the points, struggling after 1 lap at Kansas.
A lot of damage to the front of that 46 truck of Dennis Setzer. What incredible, the top 2 guys side by side. You see him loose right there already. He has to chase the truck up the hill. When he does, he makes contact with the left rear of Carl. Carl just ran out of racetrack, Johnny. He was going to save the truck, but the outside wall was there.
I think he did. He definitely had a save, but he was just sliding up the track so fast that it is so hard. I mean, he's trying not to back the thing into the wall. He uses the racetrack, saves the truck, but just ran out of track and went up there and bumped.
Watch Dennis here. This is Rick Crawford's onboard. Dennis gets in the throttle and just gets loose, and you see there's the contact right there with Carl Edwards. A great view out of Rick Crawford's circle bar truck.
There's Carl Edwards. He opted to not come in. He stayed off the pace, but didn't come in on that first lap. And then this caution comes out, so he was able to stay on the lead lap. Look at Dennis Setzer's front end. Let's take a look at what happened.
See Dennis on the outside there. That's him. 3 wide on the outside. Oh, look at that. There's Jack Sprague on the inside. He almost missed. He makes contact with Dennis Setzer, and that's how Dennis Setzer got on the outside wall. Then he gets caught by Andy Houston and knocks the front end off of that truck.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Dennis was doing all he could to save it, and he almost had it saved, but sliding down, and with all these trucks coming down through the corner, there's just nowhere to go, and it was just unfortunate that he got hit. Jack Sprague making a great save there, not going in the grass, and Dennis just not so fortunate.
On board with Bill Lester.
Just 3 wide this early into the race going in the corner just makes it a really tough situation. You know, I'm sure the guys had a run on Dennis. Dennis was just trying to gather up what he just had through and get him, you know, where they think it's going to be good once you put rubber in the racetrack, and we're starting to see some problems from that.
Are we a little too aggressive early on?
Well, the 3 wide situation we certainly didn't need on lap 2, but I'm sure Andy, more than likely, something either broke or he ran over something to cut this tire down.
Let's look back. This is 2 laps before he hit the wall.
The 67 of Kevin Love on the outside. He must have had a tire rub. More than likely, he had a tire rub. Probably something to do with that contact with Jack Sprague earlier and Dennis Setzer.
Yeah, and you see him, you know, this is as they're going into the corner. They just slide up and hit the wall, so it's a possibility he had some damage on there. We saw the tire smoke. The tire probably started to go down and just couldn't get it steered.
27 laps so far. Kelly Sutton having some problems backing the truck into the wall. You see the major damage in the Team Copaxson 02 of Kelly Sutton. That brings out our 3rd caution from Kansas Speedway.
NASCAR will consider this their mandatory caution because they said anything near lap 30, they were going to count that as the caution. So this will be the only caution that these drivers will see as far as a mandatory competition yellow.
On here at 30. If we get any kind of green flag run, I got to believe Parks will be going back there to about 12th or 14th. I just can't believe they didn't try tires.
Take a look at who's moved into
the
top
10 Mustangs in the wall.
Problems with the Mopar Dodge. Work done on it right now. The reason they are doing that work is because of this.
See Ted on the inside right there. It looks like he got a little bit loose down on the inside of Matt Crafton. They were side by side going in turn number 1. It looked like Ted lost the back end. We see that happen so many times. No, but look at it. That's exactly what happened, Johnny.
That's exactly what happened. And it looks like right now the track is just very unforgiving, and it's just he just slide up, and that was a pretty hard hit to the wall. I'm sure they're going to have damage up there in the right front in the suspension.
So look out of Shane Mills' truck right here. You see the one truck get loose. Again, when you get loose, you have to chase the truck. You have to give it some room. And when he went up the hill to chase it, he was on, Matt Crafton was there, so they made a slight bit of contact, and then around Ted went up into the outside wall because he ran out of racetrack.
And Ted was doing...
Well, he is driving chassis number 06. They call this one Cheddar. Of course, Travis from Wisconsin, so he named his trucks after cheese. And there's a big crash on the track right now, guys.
Involving Travis Kvapil and Jack Sprague. The 16 of Jack Sprague and Travis Kvapil getting into the grass that Line X Toyota trying to come back out onto the track now as the caution has come out for the 5th time today.
Grass, and that makes a lot of damage to the nose.
See, Travis, he just bumped him. He was trying to pull to the inside, just made the slightest bit of contact, which got Jack a little bit sideways.
And once Jack got sideways, they just hooked together and just run him right down to the racetrack. They both went off the track into the grass, and that's where Travis got all this damage, just the nose, the grass hitting it and just peeling up the nose on it.
It's incredible that neither one of those drivers lost control going through the grass at about 170 miles.
Caution flag just flying. You see the NTN bearings, number 17 of David Rudiman, with severe damage to the right front of that truck. This is how it happened.
David was in a tight battle right there. There he is on the inside of John Wood. Again, same situation, Johnny. Got loose on the inside of John Wood. Overcorrected, made hard contact with the outside wall.
Oh, that was an unbelievable hit. You could see as the truck started to whip back to the right there, that the right front actually come up off the ground. And I'd like to say for David Rudiman, that's a pretty hard hit.
See him again go by on the inside. You see his truck already wiggling. He's trying to chase it, runs out of room, tries to stay off of John Wood. But when he corrects, he overcorrects. The right front goes right to the end of the outside wall. It's probably going to end his day. He hit so hard.
Wendy out in front of this pack. He put a lot of distance between himself when he led the 23 laps earlier in the race. And now he's easily gotten by John Wood, and they're side by side, and problems again. It's Steve Park in the 62 and the 22 of Bill Lester. 52 laps remain in this one, and we've already tied the record of most cautions at Kansas Speedway. We're on board with Rick Crawford. Side by side racing, Bill Lester jerking the wheel a little bit into the 62 of Steve Park. Crawford comes through clean. We're on board with Bill Lester.
We're going to see Bill Lester get loose on the inside of Steve Park. That's what's going to cause this accident. Watch Bill, watch him. He gets loose, tries to catch it, gets in the left rear corner of Steve Park and turns him around.
Caution 8 for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series at Kansas Speedway. We'll be back with more green flag racing. Problems in turn number 2. It looks as though the caution will come out again. Brandon Witt in the 38 gets into the wall in turn number 2.
There was another truck involved with that. I can't see exactly who it was.
He's going to be coming up on him here shortly. We'll be able to see.
Yeah, Robert Huffman, I think, is up. There's Robert Huffman, the 12 Toyota. That was the other truck involved in this accident.
And so caution number 9 comes out at the Kansas Speedway. We'll come back and see if anyone will make the chance of pitting before the end of this race. We're on lap 154 of 167. Matt Crafton right behind the 99 of Carl Edwards. And John Wood making the pass on the inside as a caution comes out. Mike Skinner spinning down the backstretch.
Field will be frozen.
We're under caution because of the 20 or the 42 of Mike Skinner as he slides by, and we saw that the left rear was down on that 42.
Left rear was definitely down as he was sliding by the camera, was the reason for his spin, and did a good job. You know, barely made contact with the wall there. Everybody else misses them. Works out good.